What is up, our Will Film number one fans of yours? Scott Gale here today. I'm going to give you my recap of Ghostbusters 1984 and Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters, one of my all-time favorite movies as a child. When the first Ghostbusters came out, well, I was only 5 years old when it came at the theater, but I saw the first Ghostbusters on VHS in the late 80s. And I saw Ghostbusters 2 in 1989 when I was only 10 years old. And I absolutely loved it. And in my opinion, Ghostbusters 2 was a very underrated sequel, which did not get enough credit as it deserved. And today, I'm going to give you my recap and review of both Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters stars Bill Murray as Peter Venkman, Dan Aykroyd as Ray Stantz, Sigourney Weaver as Dana Barrett, the late Harold Ramis as Egon Spengler, Ernie Hudson as Winston Zeddemore, Rick Moranis as Louis Tully, and Annie Potts as Janine Martinez. Okay, let's begin with the recap of Ghostbusters 1, shall we? Here we go. Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, and Egon Spengler are parapsychology professors at Columbia University investigating the paranormal following their first encounter with a ghost manifesting at a New York public library. The university dean fires them and dismisses their credibility of their research. In response, they establish Ghostbusters, a paranormal investigation and elimination service operating out of a disused firehouse. They develop high-tech nuclear-powered equipment to capture and contain ghosts. Although business is intentionally slow, after a paranormal encounter in her apartment, Cellist Dana Barrett calls the Ghostbusters. She recounts seeing a demonic dog-like creature that uttered a single word, Zuo. Ray and Egon research Zuo and the details of Dana's building where Peter offers to inspect her apartment in a failed attempt to seduce her. The Ghostbusters are hired to remove a glutinous ghost Slimer from the Cedric Hotel. Having failed to properly test their equipment, Egon warns the group to never cross the energy streams of the proton-pack weapons as it could cause a catastrophic explosion. They captured the ghost and deposited it in an ecto-containment unit under the firehouse. Supernatural activity rapidly increases across the city, and the Ghostbusters become famous for their exploits. They hire a fourth member, Winston Zeddemore, to cope with the growing demand. Suspicious of the Ghostbusters, Environmental Protection Agency Inspector Walter Peck, played by William Atherton, asks to evaluate their equipment, but is rebuffed by Peter. Later, Egon warns that the containment unit is nearing capacity and supernatural energy is surging across the city. Peter meets with Dana and informs her Zuo was a demigod worshipped as a servant to Gozer the Gozerian, a shape-shifting god of destruction. When Dana returns home, she is possessed by Zuo. A similar entity possesses her neighbor, Louis Tully. Peter arrives and finds the possessed Dana Zuo, claiming to be the gatekeeper. Louis is brought to Egon by police officers and claims he is Vince Clorful, the keymaster. The Ghostbusters agree to keep the pair separated. Walter Peck returns with law enforcement and city workers to have the Ghostbusters arrested and the containment unit deactivated, causing an explosion that releases the captured ghost. Louis Vince escapes to the confusion and makes his way to the apartment building to join Dana Zuo. While in jail, Ray and Egon reveal Dana's building was designed by Evil Shandor, the leader of a Gozer worshipping cult, to function as an antenna to attract and concentrate to their show energy to summon Gozer and bring about the apocalypse. Faced with supernatural chaos across the city, The Ghostbusters convince the mayor to, to release them. The Ghostbusters travel to the apartment building. The Ghostbusters travel to the apartment building with as Dana Zool and Leah and Louis Vince open the gate between dimensions and transform into demonic dogs. Gozer appears in the form of a woman and attacks the Ghostbusters, then disappears when they attempt to retaliate. Her disembodied voice demands the Ghostbusters choose the form of the Destructor. Ray inadvertently recalls a beloved corporate mascot from his childhood, and Gozer reappears in the form of a gigantic Stay Puft Marshmallow Man that begins destroying the city. Against in his early advice, Egon instructs the team to cross their proton energy streams as, as a dimensional gate. The resulting explosion destroys Gozer's avatar, banishing it back to its dimension, and closes the gateway. The Ghostbusters rescue Dana and Louis from the wreckage and are welcomed on the street as heroes. And I would give Ghostbusters 1984 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, way up, a solid 10 out of 10, and an 8 triple plus. Comment down below in the comment section. Tell me what you thought of Ghostbusters. And now I'm going to give you my recap and review of Ghostbusters 2. Okay, here we go. 5 years after saving New York City from destruction by the shape-shifting god Gozer, the Ghostbusters have been sued for property damage, incurred, and banned from investigating the supernatural, forcing them out of business. Ray Stantz, played by Dan Aykroyd, now owns an occult bookstore and works a side job alongside Winston Zeddemore, played by Ernie Hudson. As unpopular children's entertainers, Egon Spengler, played by the late Harold Ramis, works in a laboratory experimenting with human emotions, and Peter Venkman, played by Bill Murray, hosts a television talk show about physics. Dana Barrett, played by Sigourney Weaver, Peter's ex-girlfriend, has an infant son named Oscar with her ex-husband and works at an art museum cleaning artwork. She turns to the Ghostbusters for help at the Oscar's baby stroller rolls, seemingly by itself, into a busy road intersection. At a museum, a painting of Viggo the Carpathian, a 16th century European tyrant and powerful magician, comes to the life and enslaves Dana's boss, Dr. Janos Poha, played by the great Peter McNichol. Viggo orders Janos to bring him a child to possess, allowing him to escape the confines of his paintings and live again to conquer the world. Because of his infatuation with Dana, Janos chooses her baby son Oscar. Meanwhile, the Ghostbusters evacuate the intersection where Oscar's stroller stopped and discover a river of slime running through the abandoned beach pneumatic transit system. Ray obtains a sample, but is attacked by the slime and accidentally breaks a pipe that falls onto a power line, causing a citywide blackout. The Ghostbusters are arrested and taken to court, where they're represented by Louis Toty, they're taken to court for the damage and for investigating the supernatural. In the courtroom, the slime sample is presented as evidence. It responds physically to the judge's angry tirade against the Ghostbusters, then explodes, summoning the ghosts of two brothers, the Scoleri brothers, who the judge sentenced to death. The Ghostbusters captured the Scoleri brothers, those ghosts, in exchange for a dismissal of the charges and the right to resume the Ghostbusters business. One night, the slime invades Dana's apartment, attacking her and Oscar. She seeks refuge with Peter, and they rekindle their relationship. The Ghostbusters discover the slime. The Ghostbusters discover the slime reacts to emotions and suspect it has amassed from negative emotions of New Yorkers. determined Viggo and the slime are connected. Egon, Way, and Winston investigate the river of slime, but they are pulled in. They emerge at the museum and begin fighting each other until Egon realizes they are being influenced by the slime's negative energy. The Ghostbusters tell the mayor of their suspicions, but are dismissed. His assistant, Jack Hardmeyer, has him committed to a psychiatric hospital to protect the mayor's political interests. A spirit in the form of Janos kidnaps Oscar, and Dana pursues them into the museum, which is then covered with impenetrable slime. On New Year's Eve, the slime rises to the streets, causing widespread supernatural chaos. Just learning of Hardmeyer's actions, the mayor fires him and has the Ghostbusters released. Determine the need for a positive symbol to rally the citizens and weaken the slime. The Ghostbusters use slime charged with positive emotions to animate and pilot the Statue of Liberty. Though the streets are filled with cheering citizens, at the museum, the slime barrier partially recedes in response to positive emotions. The Ghostbusters use the statue's torch to break through the ceiling, stopping Viggo from possessing Oscar. The Ghostbusters rappel through the ceiling and neutralize Dr. Janos Poher with positive slime. Viggo takes on the physical form immortalizes Dana and the Ghostbusters as he recaptures Oscar. The gathered crowd outside begins singing a chorus of Audlin Sing, and the positively weakens Viggo. He is forced to return to the painting, and the Ghostbusters are freed. Viggo possesses Way, but the Ghostbusters, with the help of Louis Tolley, uses their weapons to free him and defeat Viggo. His paintings being replaced by their likeness surrounding Oscar in the aftermath. The Ghostbusters are cheered by the city, and the Statue of Liberty returns to Liberty Island. Hey, what's up, Hasbutter? Thank you, Hasbutter. That means very much to me. Also, I would rate Ghostbusters 2 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, way up, a solid 10 out of 10, and A triple plus. Comment down below in the comment section. Tell me what you thought of Ghostbusters 2. And yes, what did I think of AEW Fuga? I thought it was a very, very enjoyable show. I really enjoyed it, especially the main event. And I'm glad that Kenny Omega is no longer AEW World Champion. I'd like to see how Hangman Adam Page does as AEW World Champion. And I'm really interested in seeing his feud with Heater Daniel Bryan. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like I said, comment down below in the comment section. Tell me what you thought of Ghostbusters 2, and which one did you like better? As I said many times, Ghostbusters 2 is a very underrated sequel that does not get enough credit as it truly deserves. And I will be back either later tonight or tomorrow to reveal Ghostbusters Afterlife. As I said, I did see Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I absolutely loved it. My favorite match would be Hangman Adam Page versus Kenny Omega. And I also liked the Inner Circle versus American Top Team. That match was funny and entertaining, especially when Dan Lambert took a beating. And CM Punk versus Kenny Kingston, I thought was a very good match as well. As well as MJF versus Darby Allin. Anyway, you stay classy, live long and prosper, and peace out. And thank you for watching. And shout out to Hasbulla. Check out this channel. Oh yes, I actually do plan on doing a full gear review. I'll either do the AEW full gear review on this channel or on the National Wrestling Shooters channel. Anyway, yo, stay classy, and you all have a good night, and live long and prosper, and peace out.